Hello, today we'll be unboxing the Rapido Princess. It's a HO scale H1b 464 made by Rapido. It's got a Loksound decoder in it, and it's a Canadian Pacific model, and this particular model came down to Texas when Kansas City and Canadian Pacific merged on a tour down to Mexico City. We chased it through parts of Arkansas and Texas, and that's why I ended up with it. So to start out with, it comes in a cardboard box with a label on it, and inside firmly packaged, I may say. Gosh almighty. Okay. Inside, it has a sleeve that's got the same decal on it here telling you what it is. So then when you slide the engine out of its sleeve and its protective cover, it is sealed up. Obviously you can tell this has not been opened before. It's a nice little wooden presentation box. So it has a nice plate up here for 2816. A little catch. Then we have some French there, it looks like. And then we have an operation, inspection, and maintenance of steam locomotives from Rapido. We've got a flyer, 2816. And then we've got a chart which not only has a breakdown of all the parts, but it also translates the part numbers for you that you need. We have an extra set of drivers. This one appears to be non-flanged or flanged so that you don't have to use the traction tires, and there's 2 traction tires in there. There's a wrench to aid in taking the rods off if you're going to exchange the driver that doesn't take traction tires, and an extended smokestack. Sort of like a keychain also. Then we have the tender. And to get into the tender, packaging is quite tight. Pull up on the car carrier there, lift out the tender. Tender is medium weight, which is good because the Loco won't have to use up most of its tractive effort. So we open up the blister pack and pull out the locomotive. And we're going to do some cleanup here. We'll start off at the front. So on the front of the engine we have marker lights, a headlight, number boards, feed water heater, and then we've got air lines with the silver glad hands on it. Looks like it's a Katie style coupler. There may be something else we learn once we put it on the real track. It does come with a shorter or taller smokestack that you can exchange. You've got your hand railings painted in a white builder's plate, and then you've got a running board that's got the maroon type color with the 2816 on it. All the paint seems to be impeccable. All the running gear nicely detailed. The green is sort of a gray green. I really like that color, and it really matches with the real 2816 that's been restored. White wall tires. This driver here is driven with a rubber traction tire on it. The other two are just regular drivers. The windows open and close. See if we can demonstrate that. They work real smoothly, and both of them open and close. Very sharp decal here underneath the cab windows. Again, Katie style coupler, air hoses with glad hands on them. Ladder. Looks like a backup light. Doors to open up to fill with water. And then these are for oil. Nice hand railing. And then because of the cold north where the engine comes from, you have a cab that is enclosed, so keep the fireman and engineer warm, or when it's down here in Texas, to make them really sweat. Have nice little handrails around the cab. On the back of the tender, you got the 2816 decals, and then the oil and water capacities. Again, the paint, the striping is impeccable. You cannot see any flaws in it whatsoever. Handrails to climb up into the cab. This is a whistle with a shroud on it to keep from blasting the engineer's ears out. You got twin turbines, bell. But again, it appears that the handrails are painted white. Compound pump. Blow down or air compressor. So we're just going to do a slow turn here and let you admire the engine. In reading the owner's manual, it's recommended that you run this engine an hour in forward, an hour in reverse, and then a little bit on the fast side, and then slow. So they do anticipate it having some break-in period. Our break-in on this engine will come after the video, and so we'll see how it performs directly out of the box. It's a beautiful engine. We spent approximately 20 hours chasing it, and of that 20 hours we were lucky to get 20 minutes of video because there were very few places along the highway to get shots of it, and then when you lost it, it was hitting 40 and 50 miles an hour, and the parade of people following the train made it hard to make up time before it got to the next place where it could be viewed. And the coupler height, I would say, is perfect. The air hose height is just above the bottom of the KD gauge. If you notice, we missed the uncoupling lever. It just fell down. But you do have an uncoupling lever on the front. And then also now we're going to check the front coupler height gauge. And as you can see, the front coupler is just about a 1/16 of an inch too high. Okay, so now we're going to check the weight. Zero out the scale. So the scale says 1 pound 3 1/4 ounces. The Loco by itself is 15 3/8 ounce. And the tender is 3 7/8 ounce. Okay, so now we're going to check the drawbar pull. Zero out the scale. .2, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8. 2.8 is where it locks in. Okay, now we've got the Empress on the train layout, and we're going to go through the lighting functions. So first, when we apply power to the truck, we have the classification lights that came on, number board lights that came on. If we hit the headlight button, the dynamo starts up, and this engine does have dual dynamos. And if you apply just a little bit of throttle, the headlight comes on. Then we also have ditch lights, which is F6. And I may have bumped the camera, so we've got ditch lights, headlight, number board lights, classification lights, and the classification lights are only white. That's the only color that you can put them in. And then also, if you notice, you can tell the cab light is on at this time. It's relatively dim, but you should be able to see it. The whistle has a nice reverb to it. F7, if you press F7, it dims the headlight. And press it again, the headlight goes on full bright. F8 activates the chuff. We're going to go to speed step 1 out of 128. Speed step 2 Two of the brakes releasing. You've got a heavy chuff mode. Brakes, wheeling brakes. It's either the air pumps or the compressor or the feed water heater. Feed water pump, excuse me. Then when we put it in reverse, you should get a backup light. Okay, we're at speed step 1 going forward. We'll see what the speed is for speed step 1 out of 128. So 9/10 of a mile per hour forward. Speed step 1 of 128 in reverse. Nine-tenths of a mile per hour. So forward and backward is consistent. 126 out of 128 speed steps. .76 scale miles per hour, full speed. As you can see, I was impatient when I was going through the lighting functions, and the option F11 changes the classification lights from green, and then you press it again and they come on white. So I didn't do it twice, so I was in error there. So it does have white and green, and then they sort of go out gently and then come back in gently, and you come back with green, which happens to be my favorite color. So I'm even happier now. Overall, the engine runs very smoothly. I'm sure after it has a break-in period, it'll be up there with the 611. It's got some good lighting features. And man, I wish it had smoke. If it had smoke, it would be 100%. But at any rate, I hope you enjoyed the video, and check out some of my other videos. And if you like this one, please hit either subscribe or like. Thank you, and have a great weekend. These are the ground lights and cab lights.